Hello everyone, it's your girl Mimi Blinks and more. Welcome to my channel. So today I want to show you how I customize the water bottle on my timeline. So I've finished entering my text, Mimi loves praise. I use the font area rounded, and then I also increased the border by 2.5 points. Okay, I now took this to the send panel to be sure I was satisfied with the shape and the size, and this was okay. So I went back to the design panel to be able to convert this text into a shape. So this is it. So I'm going to click on convert to part to make it a shape so that I can adjust the size. So I'm here measuring the area where I want to apply this design. So I decided to use 6 inches for the width. I also went ahead to assess the height using a pretext that is already on the water bottle, and I finally used the height of 1 inch, as you can see on this picture. So I went back and adjusted the size of the text to 6 inches width by 1 inch height, and this was okay. So I took it to the corner where I'll be placing for cutting. Then I added the weeding box around it to 8 in weeding. So this is it. You can see that rectangular box around the text message. Then it's time for cutting. So I moved ahead. I'm using permanent vinyl sticker. This is golden color. It has a very strong adhesive, so I'm attaching it to my standard cutting mat. Then I'm going to burnish it to eliminate any air bubble under the vinyl which will affect the cutting. So I'm inserting it into my cutter. So after inserting it into the cutter, I will go back to the send panel and choose the appropriate media, which in this case is vinyl reflective. So you don't need to mirror your image because you're cutting directly on the right side of the material, since this is an adhesive sticker. Okay, so if you want to know why we mirror images for other medias like heat transfer vinyl, you can check my other videos. I've been able to explain this there. Okay, so this is a machine doing the cutting. It's done with the cutting. So I'm going to pull off the cutting mat from the vinyl to make it easier to peel off. So done with that, then I put the protective covering of my standard mat. Always do this to avoid particles sticking to your mat, which will also alter your cutting in future. So I was done with this, so it was time for weeding. Okay, so I took my time using the weeding box I created around the text to weed out this part of the text I needed. So weeding is just taking off the unwanted part from the design. So I've removed the rectangular box around it. Then I'm also removing the tiny center particles for some words like A, P, okay, or R. So you have to ensure you take off all of this so that your design can come out neat. So and when you're doing this, try not to make cracks on your vinyl so you can have a neat finishing. So I was done with weeding, and you can see our artwork, Mommy Loves Praise. Very nice. So moving on to the next stage, I wanted to try this hack I saw on one YouTube channel using a parchment paper to help you align your text. So this is me cutting out the parchment paper. So the essence is that the parchment paper will not stick to the sticky part of this vinyl, and it will help you to attach that. So you see it when we are doing that aspect. So the first, we need to use our transfer tape to pick up our letters. So it's important to use a transfer tape, so you will not be placing the letters individually. That's each word, each letter, sorry, you will not be placing it individually. So you use a transfer tape to pick up the whole the different words together so that you can easily apply it on your surface, and you have the same vertical edge and lower border edge. Okay, so I cut my transfer paper too to fit the size of my object. Then this is me after cutting this. I now remove the backing of the transfer paper and applied it over our artwork. Okay, so this is me. I've removed the backing now. Okay, the backing is still there, so that white part of the transfer tape is the backing, so it's now out. I placed it. I also burnished the front and burnished the back. So this was a new transfer paper I got from Timo. This is medium tackiness. I've not used it before in doing this particular thing, so I was doing it for the first time. So I realized I was not getting the needed results, so I changed my smoother to my ATM card. Still, I was not getting good results, so I knew the stickiness was not okay for the stickiness of this reflective vinyl sticker. So at some point I got tired since I wasn't getting my desired results, so I peeled it off, and you can see nothing is attaching to the transfer paper. Everything is still stuck to the backing of the vinyl. That's the vinyl sticker. So I pulled it off completely and went back to what I usually use, which is transfer paper for rhinestones. Okay, what I use in lifting my rhinestones. So that is a little bit more expensive than this, so I wanted to use this other one to save cost, but clearly it's not working, so I now had to use that one. And you see, usually it's not very easy, but you take your time and make sure that you bring out your letters well. So you can see this is working. Carefully do it so that you bring out your letters without altering them. So we were good to go. Everything is now attached to the transfer tape or paper. So now it was time to put it on the water bottle. So to the next hack I saw on YouTube that was going to make my life better. Unfortunately it didn't. So I attached the parchment paper to the back of the artwork, hoping that it will not get stuck to this sticky aspect of the artwork. So here I'm cleaning the surface. I'm going to apply my artwork too. You can use water, but here I use rubbing alcohol. I cleaned it well. Okay, so it was now time for me to align, and I was happy the parchment paper was giving me this opportunity to align without my artwork sticking immediately to the surface. But unfortunately for me, when I tried pulling off the parchment paper, I discovered that my artwork was rather attached to the parchment paper. Oh my god, so it was a failed hack. So I had to start afresh by releasing the artwork from the parchment paper. Unfortunately, I think I moved my object out of my camera, so it didn't really show how I did this, how I took my time to bring off the parchment paper from the adhesive vinyl. Okay, so I had to do that off camera because my camera wasn't picking it. Actually, I didn't place it well. Okay, so you may not see that part, but it took me some time. I was able to successfully detach the artwork from the parchment paper back to the transfer paper. So this is really making the video long, but I wanted you to see the process, how it goes. Okay, so I've successfully removed the parchment paper, so I decided to use another method to be able to still achieve a perfect alignment. At this point, I discovered that with all this struggle, I've distorted letter M. It was not well aligned again with the other letters, so I had to pull it out completely from the transfer paper, and I adjusted it so that I will have a neat finishing. Okay, so this is me doing that. I put letter M to adjust it so that, because it was a little twisted. Okay, so sometimes you can have some of these challenges when you do your work, but with constant practice you get better. Okay, so this is letter M off. Then I'm now applying it again to make sure that it has both the upper and the lower edges are equal with the other text. Okay, so I did that successfully, and it was time to attach this artwork to the water bottle. Okay, so at this point you actually need an assistant, but I didn't have one. You need an assistant to stabilize this bottle to the particular area where you want to attach it. So I just had to struggle alone. So I attached the longer part of the transfer paper to the edge, and then I used the upper part to align the artwork to the water bottle. So this was going well, and because it's not a flat surface, the surface is a little bit curved, so I had another hack I did. So I initially burred the lower part of the letter to get it stuck. Then I rolled my burnisher, or what's it called again, I've forgotten the name. So I rolled it over and I got my letters well aligned. Okay, when I was trying to lift it up, I still realized the end was not well placed, so I had to go back over it, and then I burnished it very well with my scraper. Yes, that's what's called, a scraper. So I now did it again, and voila, our adhesive sticker was now perfectly attached to the water bottle. So this is feeling, this is a rewarding part when you're seeing what you've done and it's beautiful and it's what you expected. Voila, I'm so happy. So this is how I customize this water bottle for my son. He'll be taking it to school. It's almost time for school to resume, so we are making preparation. Mommy loves spray, so anytime he's drinking his water, he's reminded I love him. All right, thank you for watching to the end. If you're a new subscriber, please hit on the subscribe button, like this video, share it so that other people can also benefit. If you're no subscriber, thanks for coming. Till I see you next time, is bye for now.